Hello and welcome back to the Cheshire TV show with Ian and Alex Story. On this week's episode, we catch up with Simon Bennett from Riverside Organic Farm in Whatcroft, and we have another exercise tip for you to do at home with very minimal equipment.
Now let's go to Simon.
Hi there guys, I'm here today with Simon Bennett from Riverside Organic Farm in Shipbrook. Nice to meet you, Simon.
Pleased to meet you.
How are we doing?
All right, really well, thank you.
Good. So what I'd like to talk about first of all, Simon, is the local area.
Yeah.
So I believe you were born here, or you've lived here since you were born?
Yeah, I have.
What about the local area? Talk to me about the people of Davenham and Whatcroft.
So yeah, I've lived here my whole life. I mean, Davenham is a lovely village to be so close to. I think it's only a mile away, the farm from Davenham Centre. And I think it's really nice because we're only a mile away, but you get out here and you feel as though you could be almost anywhere.
Yes, indeed.
You know, you can't see any major roads.
No.
It's quiet. It's lovely.
It's a
lovely
lovely
spot.
part of the world.
Yeah.
So what about the area then? Do you want to tell me what you love about the area?
About Davenham and
Whatcroft, Shipbrook.
I think what's really nice about it is that it's got a real sense of community.
Yes.
I think some of that's driven by the school, but I mean, in recent years, there's been quite a lot of development. Other people come into the area.
Yeah, there has.
But they still seem to have adopted that village mentality. They're sort of a close-knit community. You know, you look at the Christmas lights and turning on at Christmas time, obviously, and everyone comes together, and it's a real celebration. It's really excellent, and it does go beyond the school.
Yes, it does.
So it is a lovely area. It's got a couple of good pubs, and it's got a fantastic farm shop.
Yeah. Good plug.
So it's a really nice place to be.
Yeah, fantastic. How have you seen things change then, really, in the last sort of 10, 15 years? Have you seen many changes?
Not massively, which I think is sort of what's nice about it. We have had this influx of people, but they've all, absorbed into the community, and it's great. Obviously, the Davenham bypass was put in a few years ago, which has made the village centre much less heavy traffic going through, and it's mostly just residential traffic these days.
Yes, yeah, indeed. So obviously, we mentioned Riverside Organics. Do you want to talk me through how long that's been established and
so
how it came about?
We've always farmed fairly extensively. I came back from university and set up another business, but we basically to help my dad on the farm, and we sort of believed that was the way forward.
Yes.
I don't believe that using chemicals in agriculture is a good thing, and I think the recent news of they're talking about the insect population crashing. Most of it is because of agricultural chemicals.
Okay.
And I think it's really important that we try and farm with nature rather than against it. And that's quite true to my sort of core principles.
That's
really
great to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, and it must affect the flavour, I suppose, as well, organic.
Absolutely. Well, the difference is, honestly, the difference is that varieties of vegetables and fruits and what have you, which will perform well under an organic system, tend to be older varieties.
Okay.
Now, older varieties were tended to be grown for their flavour because it wasn't commercial agriculture.
No.
They were grown for the flavour as much as the yield. Whereas more modern varieties, what they call F1s and things like that, they're grown to produce fruit very, very quickly.
Volume, yes.
For volume,
Yeah,
so they can replant it and grow on again. So the organic varieties tend to have more taste.
Okay.
So yeah,
I've
it's a
never heard it
win-win.
explained like that before, but
Yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense, I suppose.
And it's only like organic chickens and organic cattle and everything else. These cattle don't eat anything other than what's grown on the farm. And in order to, we grow a lot of clover swards in the grass.
Okay.
Because clover naturally produces nitrogen. So rather than putting it on chemically, it
okay.
produces it naturally, which makes the grass grow.
Yes.
But clover, if you're ever out and about, if you pick a clover flower or, put it in your mouth, chew it, it's quite sweet. So you are what you eat. They eat this
it comes through
luscious
the meat.
grassland, and the clover's in it, and it comes through in the flavour of the meat.
Fascinating. So interesting. So you have a farm shop here. You have a cafe.
We do.
We've just had a delicious lunch
Yeah.
by your chef.
Yeah, Chris. He's excellent. He's
Wow.
been a great addition to the business.
So passionate.
And my niece Rosie, she makes all the cakes, handmade cakes in the shop, in the cafe. My sister works in there. It's a proper family business. My mum and dad are still active part in the business.
Great.
You'll often see my mum, round and about, doing her thing. So yeah, it's a proper family business.
Yeah, that's good. I think we spoke before, but our little girl, my little girl Martha, used to come to your farm tots.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she absolutely loved that. Out on the farm, looking at the animals,
Yeah.
creating crafts.
I mean, coming into contact with, farm animals that potentially, so many people are scared of cattle.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's probably rightly so. These are only born last spring, so they're less than 12 months old.
Okay.
And these will weigh probably 400
They're
kilos.
huge. Yeah.
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 But they're not aggressive.
No.
So the only reason you'll get in trouble with cattle is if you don't understand them.
Yes. Okay.
So by allowing children to come and to not be frightened of them, like any animal, they can sense fear, and so the children can feed them, they can understand them, learn about them,
Yes.
and that
We
going
loved it.
forward,
we
really
loved it for
helps
her.
them. Yeah.
Because obviously a lot of children grow up these days and don't know where eggs come from or
No,
what a
exactly.
carrot is or whatever.
I actually had a child once come to me and say, I think one of your chickens is pregnant. But I mean, she was a 15-year-old girl.
Wow.
From a school visit that we were doing.
Wow.
But that sort of explains everything that is wrong.
Yes.
And why children should get more onto farms and
Absolutely,
learn about the countryside and how
Yeah,
things are done
indeed.
and where food comes from.
Yeah, and also we liked it because she got mucky.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
put her wellies on and got muddy and
the
the inside
chil-
too much on it. Really,
Yeah,
as well.
children live in such a sterile environment.
Yeah, they do.
Actually, there's something really good about just getting dirty.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jumping in puddles and getting muck on your wellies and
Yeah,
just
indeed.
getting your hands dirty.
yeah,
It's
quite
good fun.
right. Yeah, it is.
And so farm tots is very close to my heart.
Yeah.
My wife started it when
Okay.
my children were tiny.
Okay.
And my daughter's now doing her GCSEs, so that's how
Wow.
long it's been
Gosh,
going.
that long.
And my wife no longer does it. She's a head teacher.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still very close to me. And Rosie, who runs it now, she's from a farm locally, and
Okay.
she comes, so she understands about farming.
Yes,
and
important.
she's worked in schools. She's being a TA and whatever.
Okay.
So she's got all the ingredients
relationship
to
with the
really,
kids.
to identify with the children and to also explain how our systems work and where the food comes from.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic. Now, before we started filming, you and I were talking about the history of
yeah.
this place, weren't we? And
Well,
how old it is.
It is actually
Yeah.
something that I've been trying to build something online so that to give more people more information. I've obviously fascinated by it because I live here and I lived here my whole life. But yeah, the farmstead was originally built as a small castle, fortified mansion,
Yes, wow.
by a chap called Richard de Fearnall. And I have a theory that Davenham is actually called Davenham because it's de Vernonham.
Yes, wow.
Davenham. I can't actually prove that.
Sounds
but
plausible.
It sounds plausible.
It does. I've
and
not heard a better explanation.
Yeah, and so it's steeped in history. It really is. I think he married William the Conqueror's daughter.
Wow.
So he was quite a big wig, and owned most of Cheshire and or parts of Lancashire and right down into like Audland that way.
Yes, okay.
And he lived here, and it was stood here until one of his family eventually stood with Owen Glendower
Okay.
Ended up on the wrong side and ended up with his head on Chester walls.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. So
Fascinating.
then they knocked the castle down, which I possibly think they recycled into the
Okay.
barn.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just loads of
Yeah,
history here, and
interesting.
my mum was born here. It's a real part of the family.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've read up that you're laying paths.
Yeah, it's something that we did as part of a stewardship scheme. That's actually now finished, but there are still pathways that we allow public access to.
Okay.
You know, so people can come and explore and enjoy the farm. You know, it is obviously we get a lot of visitors. We get loads of cyclists. We're
Yes.
on a major sort of cycle route.
Yes.
There's also some lovely walks around the canals. It's a lovely part of Cheshire.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
and you know, like I say, we have put pathways in so people can share it.
Can enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they respect the countryside, it's great.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
yeah, and that's something we're sort of encouraging all the time. And this year we're doing Open Farm Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to ask what events
Yeah,
you might have coming up.
Well, we've done
So-
Open Farm Sunday for the last 4 or 5 years now. Every year seems to get a little bit bigger. Last year we had probably 2,500 people here, which is great. You know, for people to come and see. It is quite farm orientated. You know, people can come and see what we're doing. We're hoping to do a farm cow safari this year,
Okay.
so people can get on the trailer and go for a ride.
Very good.
And then we've got other events such as the Canine Carnival.
Okay.
You know, you can find details on the website.
Yeah.
But that's just a dog show. It's,
Yeah.
some of the proceeds go to charity.
Okay,
just to
very
help.
good.
You know, because my daughter's absolutely mad on dogs.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she's finishing school this time, so she's helping to create that event.
Fab.
And there'll be sort of, you know, dog agility and best looking dog and
Yeah.
you know.
All the usual bits.
All the usual bits, yeah. So
Good.
that'll be a bit of fun.
So where can people find out more about those bits on your website?
On our website,
Facebook page.
there'll be loads of that sort of going out now. It's
Great.
a little bit early at the minute.
Yeah.
And then 20th of July, we're having the summer shindig, which is
Okay.
like...
Yes, I've heard about this.
You heard about this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit of fun. Basically, when all these cattle have gone out into pasture, we put a stage up and we're having a rodeo bull and
Great.
we've got a
Brilliant.
ceilidh band and we've got a rock band as well and a bar, and you know, it's just a bit
Sounds
of fun.
quality.
Really. Yeah.
It's a day for the babysitters, maybe.
A day for the babysitters, definitely a day for the babysitters.
Brilliant.
But it's great fun, it really is.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. Guys, well, I'm sure you'll agree that was a fantastic chat that we've had with Simon from Riverside. What I'll do is I'll tag Riverside in this post, and then you can check out all the events that are coming up. Hi there, and welcome back. I had a really good chat there with Simon at Riverside. If you've not been to that farm in Davenham on your way to Watcroft, you definitely should go. It's a fantastic place and well worth a look. Now I've got another buy-to-let deal for Cheshire landlords. Cheshire buy-to-let landlords. I'm out and about again looking for good buy-to-let deals for your portfolio. Today I'm in Molton. This property behind me here is on the market with iAgent Homes for £90,000. So it needs some modernisation. Let's assume you can get the property for around £87,000 with an absolute maximum spend of £20,000. You're going to be left with £107,000 spend plus your stamp duty. Now, this property, once modernised, will let very easily. They let really easily down here. You'll get 575 per calendar month, which leaves you with a really decent yield of 6.5%. So what I'll do is put the Rightmove link in the comments below, but I suggest you take a look. They rent really well down here, like I say, and it could be the next property in your portfolios.
Thank you for that buy-to-let deal, Ian. Now we're going back to MPA Fitness in Northwich, where we meet Paul Connor.
Hi, I'm Paul Connor, and it's time to get fit with MPA Fitness.
Hi guys, I'm back here with Paul from MPA Fitness. Today Paul's going to show me how to do the perfect reverse lunge. Paul.
Okay, so the reverse lunge, we will use a kettlebell for this exercise to add more resistance. We stand tall, hold in front of the moving leg and bring down to the opposite ankle. Going deep, and this targets big muscles of your thighs, hamstrings and glutes. So collect it, stand tall, put your feet together, and then just hold this in front of this thigh.
And take this leg back.
Yeah, and then you stand tall and step back. That's it, trying to get your back knee close to the floor, and all the effort is on the working leg. Just keep that kettlebell off the floor and push. That's the nicest one you've done.
Yeah, you can really feel that.
Yeah, and again, strong and push through this leg. Yeah, that's a nice set of reverse lunges.
Great. Okay. Fab, thank you. So that was, I think, the perfect reverse lunge. Again, you can buy one of these kettlebells on Amazon relatively cheaply and do this at home. Hi and welcome back. I hope you got lots from that lifestyle feature. Now it's time for Just Sold. This week I've been looking again at some fantastic houses that have sold in Cheshire. I found an excellent one that was sold by Stuart Rushton for $715,000 in May 2018. This property is in Great Budworth. Let's take a look. As you can see, the name tells a story. This property is called Chapel House. Obviously, used to be a chapel. Fantastic looking period property. Internally very unique with the beams and the exposed brickwork. The kitchen has really been done very sympathetically, modernised but not too contemporary, so it fits in with the age of the house. I love that rear courtyard garden with all the exposed brickwork and trees. Internally, the glass roof overlooking that mezzanine level is really something to behold. I love the gated entrance there with the cobblestone driveway. This must have been on the market, I would think, for not very long at all. What a cracker. I'm sure you'll agree with me that was a really good example of Cheshire property. Now it's time for Stat Chat. As OAP is set to rise to 1 in 4 of Northwich's population by 2037, where are they all going to live? With constant advances in technology, medicine and lifestyles, people are, on average, living longer than they might have done a few decades ago. As Northwich's population ages, the problem of how the older generations are accommodated is starting to emerge. We, as a town, have to consider how we supply decent and appropriate accommodation for Northwich's growing older generation. In 1997 in Northwich, around 1 in every 6 people, 16%, were aged 65 and over, increasing to around 1 in every 5 in 2017, and it's projected to reach more than 1 in 4 by 2037. In fact, the number of those over 90 is expected to more than double in our local authority from 1% 2017 to 2.1% in 2037. Let's have a look at some numbers. As we can see from this graph, 16 to 64-year-olds are going to decline as a percentage over the course of the next 20 years. However, the age group 65 and over is going to increase dramatically. Under 16s will remain about the same. They, as I'm sure you will agree, are very interesting numbers and something we really have to consider. Looking at Northwich and the local authority as a whole, there is a distinct undersupply of bungalows and retirement living. The majority of retirement living accommodation fit for retirement is in the ex-local authority sector, while the majority of private sector bungalows were built in the 1960s, 70s and 80s and are beginning to show their age. Although that means there is often an opportunity for Northwich investors and buy-to-let landlords to buy a tired bungalow, do it up and either sell it on or rent it out. In the medium to long term, we need to build more bungalows and accommodation suitable for this age type. And if we do that, that won't only be of benefit to the elderly population of Northwich, it will have a direct knock-on effect to the younger and middle-aged population by unlocking those family homes the older generation currently live in. The waiting list for council sheltered accommodation is putting a strain on other aspects of social care. Maybe we need tax breaks for people to downsize or planning permissions that stipulate bungalows only. Whichever way you look at it, there are challenging times ahead for us all. To read that article in full and for more information on your local property market, check out CheshirePropertyBlog.com. Cheshire home buyers, I'm out and about again looking for new premium homes that have recently come to the market. Today I'm in Tilston, Fearnall, which is just a few minutes drive from Tarporley. This stunning property behind me here has recently come onto the market with Hinchliffe Homes. Now this is a 5-bedroom family home. I absolutely love it because at the back you have views over fields and the same to the front. It's in superb condition throughout and has recently come on for $785,000. I will put the Rightmove link in the comments below, but this one is really well worth a look if you're looking for a semi-rural location, yet like I say, you're very close to Tarporley. Welcome back. That was another lovely Cheshire listing that I found.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please tune in next week. Bye.
Bye.